Hi, I'm Katrina from Words for Wellness, and I'm going to show you what goes on behind the scenes when you get me to write your copy. So some of you might be thinking, I can just write the words myself, can't I? After all, we spend all our days writing and reading and speaking, so we all know how to communicate. But do we really know how to communicate clearly and effectively when it comes to our businesses? There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes when I write copy for you, whether it's emails or websites or helping you find the right lead magnet to connect with your clients. So I'm going to take you through this amazing spreadsheet, which is what I complete for all my clients, which shows you the deep level of communication that we have to start researching to get the right words. So although when you read the words you may go, oh, sounds like you're in my head, this is what it takes to get there. So first of all, remember I send you out a questionnaire. It's all based on the StoryBrand framework written by Donald Miller, so I'm a StoryBrand certified guide. And so we use that questionnaire to guide our Zoom call. And after that, I tell you, I'm going to go away and write the magic. This is what I have to do before I write the magic. The first place I come is to do competitor research. What's that? Well, I spend a bit of time looking at your current website, if you've got one, looking at your homepage and your services page. And after that, I go to your main competitors. So how do I work out who your competitors are? Sometimes you tell me, sometimes I go on Google and I search and I find out who is popping up for the keywords, who's in the same industry as you, who's out there who your clients might be finding. If you're based in America, I look at American searches. I play around with all my settings. If you're in New Zealand, then we try and find the Kiwis for you. And I do a deep dive here. So I look at things like, what are your competitors' page titles, meta descriptions, H1, keywords, all those SEO goodness. But I also look at what do they have on their header? What are they using as an opt-in? What are their calls to action? And then, is there anything else that we need to take account of? What information that gives me is, are there keywords that they're looking at? Are there words that they're looking at that we could look at as well? Or how much effort is it going to take to rank higher than them? The good news is, most of the time it's not a lot. So what this research does is shows me who else is out there. It also shows me things like if I've come up with something which might sound really good in the heading of your website and somebody else is using it, we don't want to do that. We want to steer away from that. So the first thing I do is I look at your competitors, I look at who else is out there, and I see what they've got going on. The next place I look is any testimonials that you've got from clients, whether they're on a website or just in a folder that you've got. And I start to look at the voice of your client. So what are the words they're using to describe things like, where are they now? Why are they there? What do they want? What solutions are they looking for? And are they talking about any barriers? So I list this all out. I look at the actual words that they use. What do you do if you don't have any testimonials or you can't use them on your website? What I do is I go to, again, your competitors. What are their people saying? I also use places like Amazon. If there's a book on a similar topic that you're using, or if there's a product that's similar, what are people saying about that? There are other places that I go for harvesting other people's testimonials, like Google reviews, that give us the actual words that people are using. Now, I don't use the actual review. What I use are the words and the themes and the keywords that we see coming up time and time again. And what that gives me is the actual words that people use, which are really powerful when we hear them back. Where do I go next? Next, I then finally start nerding out on your customers, and I turn into being a super stalker. So I try and find all the information I can about them. And it's not just, are they male or female? Are they non-binary? What's their age range? What's their job role? We've got that information in there, but we're also looking at much more extended information. Who influences them? What magazines, books, apps? Where will we find them? What are their values? What kind of decision maker are they? Where are they in your customer journey? And you might have several different groups of clients. We also look at the stage of their journey with you, and we look at the barriers that that come up against them engaging with you and how we're going to overcome that barrier. So what we've got at the end of this is a really detailed profile of who the people are that we need to be communicating with. We've looked at their voices, and we've looked at what other people in the market who are vying for these clients are saying as well. And it's still not time to write. Obviously, search engine optimization is a really important thing, and that's making sure that the search engines can find you. So I need to know the keywords that people are typing in to Google to try and find you. So I do a keyword dump. All this information I've done before, the competitor research, the testimonials and the themes, the customer research, gives me much more of a tailored insight into what keywords they're looking for. And finally, we can start fleshing out the StoryBrand 7-step framework to look at what your clients' problems are, how it makes them feel, why you're the best guide for them. And that goes back to that questionnaire and the Zoom call that we did right at the beginning. But I'm still not ready to write. See, takes a bit. With all that information from the competitor research, the testimonials, the customer research, the keywords and the StoryBrands framework, I am finally ready to make a word bank. And a word bank is the primary keywords and phrases, the synonyms, the opposites, the antonyms of the words that we need to be including in your website to make sure that people are connecting clearly. And finally, we can get planning the website, or if it's for a lead magnet or an email, we can start planning what goes in. Again, I actually haven't written anything yet. So on the homepage plan, we'll use this one as an example. This contains all the information that I need to get on that page. So it contains conversion copy in here from Guided by Copy Hackers, which is a great course that I've done. We've got the primary users, what they want to do on that website. We've got the keywords, phrases, the offers that we're going to make on the page. We've got the kind of what needs to go, the key information for each section of the web page. And is that the real thing that's going on? And I do that, for example, for the web pages for each website. I do it for each email that we're writing in the sequence. Everything that we do is planned out before I finally get right back to write the words. So that's the reason why it is so hard to write the words for yourself. This focuses on so many different aspects that we need to get right to get that conversion from I've come to your website and now I'm going to click the buy now button. I'm going to book a discovery call. The reason why so many of my clients say to me, oh, Katrina, somebody came to my website and they said, it sounded like you're in my head. The reason I can write like this is because I go through this process and I know how to find the information about what is going on in their head. So we can work together and we can do this together. But what happens if you can't work with me? I know I'm not in the range of everybody, but I hope the one thing that you've been able to take for this is that there's a lot of research that needs to go into who are your clients, how are they talking, what are they doing. all those things that kind of give you that level of information. So if we can't work together for any reason, then make time to create a really clear customer profile, looking at the things that we've talked about going through this video. You don't need to go into that much depth to even get it half right. So that is what it takes to get inside the head of your client and write copy that really does make a difference.